What's the most 80s sounding song from the 1980s? This is such an impossible question to answer, lol. So much amazing 80s music and nearly all of it just oozes 80s sound vibes. A lot of people have said songs from some of my favorites like Tears for Fears, but I'm gonna go with Billy Idol. Either Flesh for Fantasy or Rebel. Or maybe something from Huey Louie and the News? Ugh, just an impossible question, lol. I am not the biggest Duran Duran fan in the world, but I think the title track from the album Rio probably sums up the 80s. The lyrics, the saxophone solo, the ridiculous amount synthesizing the open is actually the sound of metal rods bouncing off of piano strings reversed. The key to the 80s sound is the guitars with reverb and chorus and B-synth, particularly that Go West Call Me tone. So with that said, I think Everybody Wants to Rule the World probably wins, not just for the tone and style of writing, but the popularity too. Technically it's a 90s song since it was released in early 1990, but it had to have been recorded in the late 80s, and that's King of Wishful Thinking by Go West. It's got all the best elements of a great 80s pop song as far as I'm concerned. Things can only get better, Howard Jones. Something About You Level 42. Voices Carry Till Tuesday. It's My Life Talk Talk. Overkill Men at Work. Small Town Boy Bronski Beat. In a Big Country. Strip Adam and gonna go with a lesser known one that I'd say is a 10-10 on the 80s scale. It feels so iconic even though you don't hear it on the radio. Obsession by an Emotion. Everything from the 80s was so iconically 80s, how can you pick just one? It's perhaps the only decade where almost anything you hear, you can say without a doubt that's from the 80s. The Great Commandment, by Camouflage. Channel Dog Hour. I might have missed it, but I don't think anyone said it yet. Heaven is a Place on Earth, Belinda Carlisle. Pure unadulterated scream singing every time it comes on. Rock Lobster by the B-52s. Technically it came out at the end of 1979, most of the world didn't hear it until early in mid-1980 or 1986 when it was reissued. I've Had the Time of My Life, Bill Medley and Jennifer Warnes. Which means it was a huge distracting anachronism in the set in 1963 film Dirty Dancing. Krista Berg's Lady in Red. It's awful, but it was sampled by Sunset Corp for the song Nobody Here, which helped spawn Vaporwave, so there's that. Different genres. Red Will Yellow by Billy Idol. Save a Prayer by Duran Duran. Small Town Boy by Bronski Beat. Love Bites by Def Leppard. Axel F. Hey 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 hey, hey 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 hey, hey 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 hey, and then another hey 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 hey. Axel F captures the entire feel of the 80s. If you young kids want to know what the 80s felt like, listen to that song. It's the final countdown. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. What's on your mind? Information Society. Like Virgin Madonna. Love is a Battlefield, Pat Benatar. Hungry Like the Wolf, Duran Duran. 1999 Parents. St. Elmo's Fire and You're the Best. Two songs that get bonus points for being featured in major 80s films. One Night in Bangkok. It is drenched in 80s absurdity and sounds out of place without that context. Relax, Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Pretty much anything by Hall Oates, but if I have to pick one, maybe Private Eyes or Maneater. Not from the 80s but Home Resonance. Eyes Without a Face by Billy Idol. I kept scrolling and no one has mentioned it, lol. Some good picks here, but my wife demands I add Sunglasses at Night by Corey Hart. Wall of Voodoo, Mexican Radio. The whole of the Scarface soundtrack, but particularly Push It to the Limit. Space Age Love Song by Flock of Seagulls. I dare you to play it and disagree. Rocket by Herbie Hancock. Danger Zone by Kenny Loggins. Featured in the most 80s movie of the 80s. The Touchstand Bush. Any 80s song on the radio. You can check the comments and it will verify. Transx Living on Video. Kim Mitchell, All We Are. The Final Countdown. Axel F. Thriller Album. Back in Black Album. Shannon Let the Music Play kick off the freestyle era of the 1980s. Eye of the Tiger. Walk This Way by Run DMC in collaboration with Aerosmith in 1986. Mickey by Tony Basil or Valley Girl by Frank Moon Zappa. A decade when the future is so bright, one had to wear shades. Club Tropicana by Wham. Or Relax by Frankie Goes to Hollywood. Anything Duran Duran Rio, or A View to a Kill for starters. Well fuck. I just sang every one of these songs in my head. Culture Club. Karma Chameleon. Or Escape Club. Wild West. Don't Stop Believin' by Journey. Especially the intro. I'll Stop the World and Melt with You. Modern English. The 1981 and 1987 renditions of the Doctor Who theme. Tears for Fears, Everybody Wants to Rule the World.